How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Crafting Cars. Today I'm going to be interrupting your normal programming with Afton and his Civic build to give you a little bit of an update on some of the projects that I've got going on over here. Let's get right into it. Okay, first and foremost, the LS has been getting a lot of love. So from the last time that you guys have seen it, some of the things that have changed is, for one thing, the pulley. I used to have a underdriven damper on here, fluid damper on there. I decided to go away with that since I had the whole engine internally balanced. So I decided to run a Corvette crankshaft pulley, and that will allow me to run Corvette accessory drives, which are the ones that sit closest to the engine. So I have a Corvette water pump on the way. I have a Corvette idler pulley which bolts to the water pump, and I also have a alternator relocation bracket from ICT, and this will allow the alternator to sit down here nice and out of the way. That is pretty much the only thing that I have left on here. And as you can see, I also have the motor mounts bolted back up to the car and the powder coated subframe on. The only thing that I have left to do here is the rack and pinion, but I'm going to slide that sucker in while it is in the car. Now, as far as fuel injectors go, as you can see, I'm running the Bluetooth ones right now. I do have a set of Holley 36-pound injectors on the way for this guy. That's what I'm going to be running, but I can install those when the engine is in the car. And as far as headers go, there is a CX Racing header kit for this swap, but it's like $1,400 for the headers for all of this. So I'm going to pretty much run what I have for now, get her running on the road, and then down the line I can try and justify those headers. But yeah, I'm just going to be running factory iron exhaust manifolds since I already have the exhaust made up for it and everything else. It's just going to be the easiest way to get this back on the road right as soon as possible. Now, that all being said, I do have a factory clutch and flywheel already here. It came with the car and the motor, so I'm just going to be running that for now. Also, I have the transmission all cleaned up and set up. So this week I'm going to be mating the transmission up to the motor. Super excited about that, because then I'm going to be able to pick the RX-7 up, get the motor and trans in there, and start fabricating a transmission bracket. I'm going to be using our Hobart welder to get that all made up, mocked up, so I can bolt it up into the car. I already have a drive shaft set and ready to go, so really all I'm waiting on is a second pair of hands to help me maneuver this underneath the RX-7, get her up into it. I may try and tackle it myself. We'll see how ambitious I'm feeling. Now onto the RX-7 side, not too much has changed inside the engine bay other than collecting dust. I'm going to be running the factory body harness for the pop-up headlight motors and the washer bottle pump, stuff like that. I'm going to be tackling all that after the motor and trans is in here. That's the main thing that I'm going to be focusing on. Again, I want to get this thing started by Christmas. That's my goal. So I'm going to be busting tail here to try and make that happen. Now heading outside here, I picked up this truck to haul some engines in the boat and stuff. Traded one of my other cars for this one. This one's been a pretty good runner. Just put some tires on her, and I did end up having to weld up a leak on the rear differential that was leaking all the gear oil out. Welded that all up, and now I have a good running Toyota Tundra. Ain't the prettiest thing, but she does the job. My wife's car, we took this out to Montana, ran like a top. Nothing to do on this one. For the STI here in the back, I did a steering rack. I also did some unwiring on the inside here. There was a ton of extra wiring for a sound system that is no longer in the vehicle. So as you can see, I got the car seat back here. This is my family car, my family hauler and stuff. So I'll insert a picture of all the wiring that I took out of this sucker here. Otherwise, not too much here. I did get a full alignment so the car steers straight. I welded up a patch for the downpipe on her because she did have a small exhaust leak. But otherwise, this thing's been running great, no issues. And yeah, absolutely perfect family car. And then there's the BRZ. I honestly haven't even driven this car very much this summer. The only things I have to do on her is I need a new gasket for the fuel tank, because you get a little bit of the smell of fuel when you fill it up at the gas station. Pretty much all I need on this. I still need to break the clutch in. I think I only put like 80 miles on this summer, which is heartbreaking. So definitely gonna be making sure that I make a point to get that car out next year. Yeah, kills me, absolutely kills me. But then coming up here to the 10th anniversary RX-7. This one, I don't know if you guys saw, but I did bring it up to my house from the storage unit that it was parked at. This is one that was crashed. This came with the maroon RX-7 that I have in the garage, and this is what came with the LS1 originally. As you can see, the frame rails here are pretty crumpled and bent. This one's bent out, this one's bent in. So I gotta take this steering rack off. That's the steering rack that's gonna be going on to my other RX-7. I did go through in here and clean it all out quite a bit, took the vacuum to it and stuff, and thankfully the carpet actually cleaned up really well, and it doesn't smell like animal droppings or anything like that. So my plan for this interior is actually I'm going to be taking the carpet and the roof liner and all the plastics and stuff that you see in the door cards, and I think I'm going to end up doing a complete black interior swap on my other RX-7. So rather than running that OC carpet kit that I have, I'll just stick with the OEM stuff because this is way better. But yeah, vacuumed out most of it. It still needs a ton of work, but most of it is vacuumed up and cleaned out. I was away when we hit 5,000 subscribers, but that is huge news. So I really appreciate you all. But that is all that I have for you guys today as far as the update goes. So stay tuned. Afton's making big progress on the Civic. I'm going to be making big progress on the RX-7, and we're going to bring you guys along for the ride. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.